Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming at you with some more Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. And today I got another casted game for you, but it's not a high elo game, it's not a super low elo game. It's a mid-ish elo game. We're talking around 1100 elo here. And the reason that I'm doing this is because someone DM'd me on Discord. They said, Widgie, here's a replay of myself playing against someone. It was super intense, a lot of action. Please consider it. And I thought to myself, a lot of you guys are mentioning the fact that there's a lot of high level and it's quite sort of bloated, the content. It's always super high level. And a lot of people sometimes like the lower level. So it's sort of relatable. And also I can provide maybe some advice, improvement and stuff like that. So it's not just the people who have played that can learn, but also you guys watching might be able to learn something. You might be able to spot something that you keep doing wrong. And I can maybe provide some kind of advice. So the replay that was sent through was from Joseph_21 here, playing as the Swedes in the bottom right part of the map in the cyan. And on the top left part of the map, we have Blue Furnace Menace playing as the Maltese in the red. Now, both of these players, Blue Furnace here has just over 100 games. I don't know, he might be a relatively new player, so let's welcome him in. And they don't really play Malta that much. 8% of games played are with Malta. However, we have Joseph here, the guy that submitted it through, has played around 600 games. And with Sweden, only 4% of the games played is with Sweden. So we're going to see how this one goes. And immediately we're seeing double talk being opening up by Joseph, which is perfectly fine. Let's have a look at Joseph's deck here. So once again, pretty standard, to be honest. Nothing too unusual here. Age 2 looks pretty decent. We have the newer card here, the Ulita Stuxbruck, which is where you get a leather cannon and an artillery foundry. Of course, the important ones, the Engelsberg, the Dominions, and you've got the Blueberries. We don't see any Blackberries in Age 3. We see a lot of unit shipments though. I don't know, maybe a few upgrade cards, maybe Blackberries might be a good shout there. Let's have a quick look at Blue Furnace here. Has the Expo Pike Rush. We love it. I really want to try this again because I know that Malta are not amazing at the moment, but the Bowpike Rush, I just love that kind of style, that opening, that pressure, that aggression, you know, and then obviously you can build from that. So let's see how Blue Furnace is going to do here. So Blue Furnace has a relatively straightforward meta deck here, I would say, for what he wants to do. He's got a good double wood shipment. He's got the Wigner Court, the 8 crossbowmen's nice, the Hanover allies is a nice option, and of course we see German tongue and the churches card as well, and a lot of expo upgrades and the like in Age 3. So let's have a look. Blue Furnace is now on the age up already, doing a fantastic job here with the age up. Going to be going up with 400 wood. And immediately went for 3 settlers. And now Joseph a little bit behind, not looking too bad though, aging up with the logistician. Logistician? Okay. I don't actually know, this is where, you know, my knowledge is limited. I don't actually know what the logistician provides for the Swedes because it's a unique thing for each civilization, I believe, each Eurociv that has the logistician as an option. Okay guys, I did some third-party investigation and it looks like you get a military wagon and an arsenal wagon when you do age up with the logistician, which seems pretty darn good. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Anyway, we can see going to be pulling a herd in here and a herd in here. That's what I love to see. Always go for your next 2 herds when you're in transition from Age 1 to Age 2. It's really key. Let's have a look at Blue Furnace. He is in Age 2. Look at these herds here. He just needs to herd them back and he's going to be looking pretty good here. And we can see immediately on the map, we have the double hospital. There it is. I think, yeah, the double hospital is the kind of standard play and immediately going in to 700 wood here. So it's going to be pretty crazy. We're going to see some pikes. We're going to see some bows. And this is really good for Malta because the pikes are essential for sieging. So sieging torps, getting that map control against Sweden. It's kind of important if you're going to be doing this build. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here. And yeah, we do see another batch of pikes. So double pike coming in here. It's wild. It's happening. And that is what Blue Furnace is doing here. So he's going to have ample wood. And we can have a quick look back at Joseph here. Going to be putting down a barracks. Has he spotted the forward racks? No, he has not. Oh my god, that's brilliant. So he's actually walked his Explorer all the way around the map and left the Explorer here, but he has no idea that the hospitals are right behind him and there's going to be a bunch of 10 pikes about to come into his base. Wow, you love to see it. You do love to see this kind of stuff. And we do see Dominions coming in now for Joseph. So he's going to be getting 4 Torp wagons here. And finally, we do see some Corollians now coming into play. And immediately after the Dominions, it's the Engelsberg. Now, I don't know how I feel about this. Obviously, you know, some people might agree with this. Me personally, I would prefer to go like down the route of Blueberries before Engelsberg. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But we are going to see immediate pressure here. Sub 6 minutes. Blue Furnace burning it up. Taking down the first Torp here. Taking no prisoners. Boom. First Torp is now down. A Vil has been picked off. And Joseph's response is immediately to cancel the Engelsberg and go straight for 3 Hussars. 3 Hussars, I'm never really a fan of this shipment. I don't know why. I think leather cannons probably would be a better answer, but I'm just not a fan of the value of that card. I don't know whether it's just me, but yeah, I'm just not a huge fan. Anyway, Vils are going to be getting into that TC straight away, and looks like it's going to be working on the barracks here, really prioritizing another Vil down. Brutal. Blue Furnace is not messing around here, ladies and gents. He's getting stuck in. And he's looking pretty good for his eco as well. He's continuing with those 2 double wood shipments straight, one after the other. And this is really great for him as well. Going to be able to intercept those 3 Hussars there, and 1 already going down, which is really not good news for Joseph here. And the Corollians are going to try and see what they can do. Is this barracks going to go down? It's on 500 HP here. What is Blue Furnace going to focus on? It looks like he's perfectly got the pikes to siege and the crossbow to take down the Corollians, which is fantastic. Kind of multitasking there, prioritizing. And another card now available to Blue Furnace. Going to be continuing the pressure. 8 crossbowmen now coming in. And Joseph here has a card available for himself as well. What is he going to go for? There aren't many other unit shipments here apart from the leather cannons. But I mean, this is looking pretty dire for Joseph. I'm not too sure how he's going to be able to get out of this one. But it looks like he is calling the militiamen here. And the crossbowmen, you know, sort of deciding to try and take on the Hussars, which is not the best thing to do. And is actually going to lose quite a few units there. So that was not the best engagement. And you can see, there's something interesting here, right? If I just quickly pause, you can see, I mean, this Torp placement, I think, is actually fine. Oh, no, it's not. It's not fine, is it? It's not fine. That's a really awkward one. But you can see the score difference, right? You can see it. It's actually not too bad still for Joseph. And the main reason for that is simply because he's still got 9 Torps, so he's doing some decent eco there. He's also, he was about to get the Engelsberg, but he hasn't just yet. However, Blue Furnace on 19 Vils, yeah, he's looking pretty good though. He's looking pretty good, but he hasn't gone for German Tongue. He hasn't got Wigner Court. So he is lacking on the kind of eco upgrades here, of course, because he's going for that disruption. He's going for that push. And now we see the rebuild here coming from Joseph. So once again, we're going to have second wave here of the Furnace himself. Blue Furnace coming in with his pikes. Does he want to take down this arsenal? Yes, he does. Now, one thing that I would probably say here is prioritization. Think about what buildings you're sieging and why. Do you need to siege an arsenal at this moment in time? Most likely not. What I would do is try and just search around the map, see if you can find any Torps lying around, and start sieging those. Because that is the main thing to really disrupt. Like the ones over here, for example, are really undefended, rather than working on the arsenal here. He does manage to get it down though, which is fantastic. It's good news. And he's just going to work on the TC. This is the thing. And working on like the Torps here is not needed. And this is definitely not the way to go, ladies and gents. It's going to be pushing in under the TC here with the pikes. But the crossbowmen are taking a while to get there. And that means that the pikemen get cleared up. You know, there's nothing to deal with the leather cannons here. And now, you know, Blue Furnace has nothing to siege. He hasn't got his pikes to help him siege torps. Now he actually comes over here and finds the torps. So that was another kind of mistake from his side. He shouldn't have really pushed in there under the TC. He had no cav. He didn't have enough mass to deal with that. He should have been looking around the map to see if there were any other torps around to starve his opponent, because that's all you need to do. Just starve them of the torps, and then, you know, they will eventually have to move out and push out themselves, and that's where you take the advantage. So we can see here, just pretty much food and wood macro all the way for Furnace. I didn't actually see whether or not Furnace got steel traps at all. I didn't actually see that. I definitely got hunting dogs, but I don't know about the steel traps. I could probably see from the gather rate of the villagers. I think he has got steel traps. 0.92. Don't quote me on that though. Now we do finally see the sieging from Furnace, which is nice. Some walls now going up for Joseph. What is Joseph's plan here? That's what I want to know. Has now gone for the... He's went for the Dominions not too long ago, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's got stables now. Going to be going for some Huss. I think just Corollian and Huss here are going to be fine. I think it's going to be a fine combination, but there are a lot of pike, so you got on micro a little bit here, but a lot of torps are going down, and this is all good news for Furnace here. Burning through these torps, doing a fantastic job. And now we do see the archaic soldier hit points coming in, so more buffs to the units. Now, I personally would maybe try and think about, if you really want to push, go for the Hanover allies, because you know that he's got cannons, right? So if you want to try and get on top of the cannons, it could be an idea potentially to go for the Hanover allies. That is one option, of course. You could try and start to improve your eco, so go for Wigner Court now, start to build on your eco a little bit whilst you're doing what you're doing, but I don't know. I'm not an expert, guys. I am not a pro-level player, but I'm just trying to see what options are here for Blue Furnace. He is going to be able to get a pick off of a villager, though. I like it, and there's a lot of units here, ladies and gents. 44 units. It's quite scary, and they are now both upgraded with that archaic hit points. It's a scary bunch of units, and Joseph needs to really think about how to approach this, because the leather cannons can actually do some decent damage here. And we're going to see the engagement right now. So crossbowmen are going to just work on the leather cannons, and there's a lot of damage here. And Cav are going to actually make the connection on top, however. Doing a decent job here. Pikes are going to be from behind. Corollians just need to focus on the pike, doing a good job. And now the Cav is going to be working on the crossbowmen. And that was just sort of not the best micro there from Blue Furnace. And the Cav are going to be able to easily sweep through. And Blue Furnace saying, holy shit, and the GG. Oh my God. I am actually kind of dumbfounded that Blue Furnace lost this. I'm kind of sad for Blue Furnace right now. Yeah, I just think that, yeah, I think that the priority with the pike, it is tricky. You know, microing bow pike is an art form. It's not easy. It's like as hard as the, you know, as Skirm Dragoon play. It's very, very difficult to get it perfect. But I think maybe Blue Furnace could have focused a little bit more on the torps on the left side here. If we have a look at the eco, you can see he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. He just lost the fight there, which was unfortunate. There could have been an option where he potentially could have gone for some Huss. He could have gone 700 coin potentially and then made some Huss. That could have been an option. He could have even gone age 3. Like, he was in a position here where Joseph was just constantly defending. He did a great job sieging down all the torps on the top right part. He sieged a couple here. He took down the Arsenal wagon, and he did some serious damage. Instead of fully committing still to age 2, he could have made the opportunity there to potentially go to age 3. And yeah, I mean, there's options here of what he could have shipped. He could have got some further upgrades, but I don't know. Many, many different things that could have been done there to secure that win for Blue Furnace. I think he just did something that I tend to do quite a bit, which is over-committing under a TC. I felt like that's what happened, and his pikes, his crossbowmen should have been focusing on the Corollians, and I think they were focusing on the Huss as well. And I think there's a little bit of that, a little bit of microing there required to successfully clear that up. But GG's to Joseph, though, coming out on top. I bet you when he was playing, he had no idea he was going to come back and win that, because I did not. And I certainly think that he had no idea either. So, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this. A nice 1100 ELO game for you. Slightly, you could say, above average or around average sort of skill of players here. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. A lot of action on this one. Nice Age 2 play. We love to see it. And, of course, I will catch you in the next video or the next stream. Catch you later, guys. Bye.